Senior, daytime sleeping destroys health. Simple fixes you can start today. There are days when you wake up and feel like there's no reason to get out of bed. Not because you're lazy, but because, deep down, you're just tired. Your body feels heavy, your mind foggy, and the hours ahead stretch out like an endless silence. Have you ever felt that way? A peaceful afternoon, sunlight pouring through the window, but instead of soaking it in, you doze off on the couch. Then nighttime comes, and your eyes stay wide open, restless until dawn. And so it goes day after day. You feel drained without knowing why. I have a friend named George from New Hampshire. He's 74, and he lost his wife nearly a decade ago. George used to be lively, full of charm, always out walking in the park and chatting with neighbors. But lately he keeps saying, I feel better when I nap during the day. Yet he struggles to sleep at night. Gradually, George stopped going out. His memory began to fade, his heart weakened, until one afternoon he suffered a stroke. Right there on his sofa, just minutes after drifting into what seemed like a harmless nap. Sounds serious, doesn't it? But this is a true story, and it mirrors what millions of Americans over 60 face every single day. Daytime naps, especially long or late ones, may feel like a way to catch up on rest, but they quietly steal your vitality, disrupt your body's internal clock, weaken your heart, fog your memory, and ultimately rob you of peaceful sleep at night. So what's really happening in our bodies after a long midday nap? Why can something as simple as dozing off in the afternoon increase your risk of memory loss, high blood pressure, and even strokes? And most importantly, how can you break out of this cycle, reclaim your energy, your restful nights, and your sense of well-being? If you live alone, or if you've simply felt off without understanding why, this video is for you. Stay with me until the end, because I'll be sharing 6 everyday habits that may be silently wearing down your health, along with gentle science-backed adjustments you can make to sleep better, feel stronger, and enjoy your golden years more fully. And believe me, it's never too late to start again. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, you can begin something kind for yourself right now, in this very moment. So let's begin with the very first story, where everything starts with one seemingly harmless habit. Right after lunch, it's a small thing, but it makes a big difference: the timing of your nap. It might not sound like much, but once you're past 60, a nap taken after 3 p.m. can throw off your entire night's sleep. And then, come bedtime, you're tossing and turning. You wake up feeling groggy, and by the next afternoon, you want to nap again. I remember the story of Charles, a 68-year-old man living alone in Oregon. His wife had passed. His children lived far away. After retirement, Charles started napping for up to 2 hours every afternoon, usually starting around 2 p.m. or even later. He figured, I'm old, I probably need the rest. But slowly he realized he couldn't sleep at night anymore. He would wake up at 1 or 2 a.m., unable to fall back asleep. That feeling of fatigue followed him like a shadow all day. One day, during a community wellness talk at his local senior center, a doctor told him, it's not that you're old and need more sleep, it's that you're sleeping at the wrong time. That line stuck with him. So Charles made a change. He limited his nap to just 20 minutes after lunch. In the late afternoons, he started taking gentle walks outside, letting the evening sun touch his skin, reconnecting with the rhythm of the world around him. After a few weeks, he found himself falling asleep more easily, sleeping deeper, and waking up without that heavy cloud over his head. And Charles isn't alone. According to a study from Harvard Medical School, taking a nap longer than 30 minutes, especially after 3 p.m., can reduce the quality of your nighttime sleep by up to 40%. Why? Because after 3 p.m., your body starts preparing to produce melatonin, the hormone that signals it's time to wind down. If you nap during this window, your internal clock gets confused. You might fall asleep easily during the day, but when night falls, your body stays alert. Dr. Louise Aronson, a geriatrician at the University of California, San Francisco, explains, a short nap of 15 to 20 minutes after lunch can help you feel refreshed, but a long nap in the late afternoon is almost like sending an invitation to insomnia. Many people still believe, I nap during the day because I can't sleep at night. But in reality, it's often the other way around. Because you nap too long or too late, your body no longer feels the need to sleep at night, and that cycle repeats itself, gradually wearing down your health without you even realizing it. You see, sleep isn't just about resting. It's when your body repairs, your brain organizes memories, and your heart gets the true rest it needs. And when you sleep the right way, your body thanks you, in the way your breath deepens, in the strength of your steps, and how much lighter your days begin to feel. So let me ask, how long do you usually nap during the day? Have you ever woken up from a daytime nap feeling even more tired than before? If you have, I invite you to share your experience in the comments below, because your story might be the key that helps someone else make an important realization. And if anything I've shared today feels helpful, please don't forget to like this video, share it with a loved one, and subscribe to the Golden Wise Elders channel so we can continue this journey together toward better rest, better health, and a clearer mind, one day at a time. But let me ask you something. Do you know why so many people end up napping too much during the day? It's not always insomnia. Sometimes it's simply because they're not doing anything at all, just sitting around all day, not moving, not feeling motivated. And that brings us to the second habit we need to talk about. It's more common than you think, and yet it's quietly damaging your health each day. Not getting enough movement during the day. There's a particular kind of fatigue that many seniors at the Wellness Center often tell me about. A tiredness that feels lazy without cause. You wake up feeling sluggish, your mind is foggy, and you just move around the house without direction. Even the idea of stepping outside feels exhausting. And yet, when night comes, you can't fall asleep. You toss and turn, your body restless but your energy unused. I immediately think of Judith, a 73-year-old friend of mine from Iowa. She used to be a joyful, outgoing preschool teacher, but after retiring and losing her husband, she gradually stopped going out. I just don't have a reason to leave the house anymore, she said. Most days she'd sit from morning to night only getting up for food or the bathroom. And sure enough, when bedtime came, she couldn't fall asleep. Her eyes would close, but her body still buzzed with unspent energy that had nowhere to go during the day and yet did nothing to help her at night. Judith's story isn't unique. According to a report by the American Journal of Geriatrics, older adults who get little to no physical activity during the day are 2.5 times more likely to suffer from sleep disorders than those who stay lightly active. When you don't move, your circulation slows down. Your levels of endorphins, those feel-good hormones, drop, and your internal clock starts to drift off course. The result? You can't sleep well, and you're more likely to feel lonely, blue, and drained of vitality throughout the day. Dr. Daniel Lieberman, an evolutionary biology expert at Harvard, once said in an interview, "Gentle daily movement doesn't just help maintain physical health. It's the best way to signal to your body that it's time to rest when nighttime comes." One story that stuck with me came from a forum for older adults. A man in his 70s from Minnesota wrote that he carried a tiny alarm clock with him, set to go off every 90 minutes, not to take medication, but to remind himself to stand up and walk around the house for 5 minutes. Not to burn calories, he wrote, but to remind myself that I'm still alive, still able, and still moving. And it's true. When we move, even just a little, a walk around the backyard, a few stretches while cooking dinner, it's a way of telling your body, wake up, keep going. You're still here. It gets your heart pumping. It tells your spirit, we're not done yet. So if you find yourself lying awake at night, ask yourself, what did I do with my body today? Have you been sitting too much, barely moving, letting your muscles forget what it feels like to be needed? And if movement is what awakens the body, then sometimes the smallest things can awaken the mind. A cup of tea, a short phone call, or even what seems like an innocent habit, like drinking coffee late in the day, could be the hidden reason your sleep feels so fragile. Habit number 3, something you might know all too well. Drinking coffee or strong tea after 2 p.m. Some habits become so familiar, so tightly woven into our lives over decades that we stop even noticing them. An afternoon cup of coffee, it's a small pleasure, a comforting ritual, something that reminds us we're still here, alert, alive and not forgotten by the world. But sometimes it's these small habits that quietly steal our peaceful nights. I think of Linda, a 70-year-old woman living in Florida. She's a very structured person with a clear daily routine and one true love, coffee, a strong cup in the morning and another precisely at 3 p.m., which she sips while reading. But over time, she noticed she couldn't fall asleep before midnight, and every morning she woke up feeling foggy, drained. She chalked it up to age, until one day, her daughter, a nurse, gently asked, "Mom, do you still drink coffee in the afternoon?" Just 2 weeks after cutting out that second cup, Linda started sleeping earlier, sleeping deeper, and waking up refreshed. There's solid science behind this. According to the Mayo Clinic, caffeine can stay in the system of older adults for up to 8 hours, much longer than in younger people. As we age, our metabolism slows down, meaning caffeine lingers in the bloodstream and disrupts the production of melatonin, the hormone that helps us fall asleep. So even if you don't feel particularly wired after drinking it, your nervous system is still being stimulated. And come nighttime, instead of drifting off, your body feels like it's still running. Dr. Michael Bruce, known nationwide as the sleep doctor, once said, older adults should avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. if they want to protect their sleep quality. Instead, herbal teas like chamomile, peppermint, or rooibos can help promote relaxation without throwing off your body's internal rhythm. It sounds simple, I know, but I understand that giving up that familiar cup of coffee isn't just about skipping a drink. It's about letting go of a feeling, a rhythm, a little connection to yourself. The good news is you can still keep that ritual. You just need to adjust what's in the cup. A warm herbal tea, a slice of fresh ginger, or even a cup of warm water with lemon can still bring comfort without robbing you of the deep sleep your body needs. You see, change doesn't mean loss. Sometimes it's just a gentle shift, keeping the old habit, but realigning it to support a body that's aging with grace and care. And if coffee can throw off your body clock, then natural sunlight, especially in the early morning, might just be the reset button you've been needing. You might be surprised to know that spending just 15 minutes outside each morning can help you sleep better each night. Let's explore that now in habit number 4, not getting early morning sunlight. Some mornings, sunlight streams gently through your window, lighting up the kitchen floor, brushing your hands as you hold a warm cup of tea. But you still sit inside, curtains drawn, and the day passes by without your skin feeling a single ray of sunshine. It may sound minor, but that morning light isn't just pleasant to look at. It's a kind of medicine, both for the body and the spirit, especially for older adults who so often overlook it. Let me tell you about Walter, 75 years old, living alone in Ohio. He didn't like going outside. Part of it was the cold, and part of it was, in his words, I just don't have a reason to step out every morning. He woke up late, shuffled around the house all day, and always felt tired. Nighttime brought only restlessness, tossing and turning with no relief. During a routine checkup, his doctor discovered he had a severe vitamin D deficiency, and that his internal clock was almost completely reversed. One small piece of advice from that doctor changed everything. Just spend 10 to 15 minutes in the yard each morning. Breathe deeply. Let the sun touch your skin. Your body will know what to do. And it did. Within a few weeks, Walter started falling asleep earlier, sleeping more soundly, and his spirits began to lift. He even started smiling again when he saw the sunrise. Something he used to dismiss as pointless became his quiet, daily dose of healing. There's solid science behind this too. Studies published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine show that older adults exposed to natural morning light between 8 and 10 a.m. enjoy a 67% improvement in sleep quality compared to those who stay indoors all day. Sunlight helps the body regulate melatonin at the right times, keeping you alert in the morning and easing you into sleep at night. Without it, your body forgets when to rest and when to wake. Dr. Rachel Salas, a sleep specialist at Johns Hopkins University, once said, the simplest way to improve sleep is getting sunlight in the morning. And the beautiful thing is, it's completely free. But it's not just about sleep. When sunlight gently warms your face, when you hear the morning bird song, feel the breeze on your skin, and see the green of the trees, your soul heals too. That's the moment you reconnect with yourself, with the world, with life. If you live alone, or it's been a long time since you last stepped outside your front porch in the morning, try it just once. You don't need to do anything big. Just sit still. Let the early sun touch your shoulders. Let the fresh wind run softly through your silver hair. You'll see that slowing down a little, living more gently, can be its own kind of self-love. Do you make it a habit to greet the morning sun? Or is the last sunlight you remember from a picnic years ago? If tomorrow morning is bright and clear, step outside for just 5 minutes and come back here to share how it made you feel. And if any part of this message touched something in your heart, please hit like. Share this video with someone who might need to hear it today. And don't forget to subscribe to Golden Wise Elders, a place where every morning you'll have someone walking beside you. And while natural daylight gently awakens us, artificial light, especially from electronic devices, can quietly keep us awake all night. Let's move on to habit number 5. A habit that may seem harmless, but is secretly stealing sleep from countless older adults, using screens after dinner. There are nights when you turn off the lights, lie down in bed, but your mind just won't stop spinning. Your body is tired, yet your thoughts race on, as if someone were whispering in your ear, keeping you from drifting off. And the next morning, you start your day with puffy eyes and a heavy sigh. I once asked my close friend Joe, 72, from Arizona, if he struggled to fall asleep most nights and whether he watched TV or used his phone before bed. He chuckled and said, "I live alone, so I usually watch YouTube or scroll the news to keep myself company." That answer made me pause, because it wasn't that he didn't want to sleep. He was using technology to fill a lonely void, but that very habit was quietly shortening his sleep, night after night. Did you know that blue light from TVs, phones, or tablets, especially in the evening, can strongly suppress your body's melatonin production? Melatonin is the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. When you're exposed to blue light after sunset, your body gets confused, thinking it's still daytime, and delays melatonin release, robbing you of your natural sleepiness. Research from the National Sleep Foundation shows that older adults who use screens within an hour before bedtime are 58% more likely to experience sleep disturbances. And it's not just insomnia. Artificial light increases the risk of depression, especially for those who live alone, lack social interaction, and use screens as a nightly escape. Dr. Shelby Harris, a behavioral sleep expert in New York, once emphasized, one of the simplest, most effective ways to improve your sleep is to remove electronics from the bedroom at least an hour before bedtime. So instead of your phone, try a paperback book under soft, warm lighting. Instead of TV, listen to calming music or write a few lines in a journal as a quiet conversation with yourself. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Sometimes it's just making a warm cup of tea, sitting in your favorite chair, breathing deeply, and closing your eyes for a few peaceful minutes. Those are the true gifts that help your body and mind rest fully. And I understand if you're living alone, your phone might feel like your only companion at night, but please don't let it cost you your precious sleep. Because tomorrow morning, when you wake up with clear eyes and a calm heart, you'll thank yourself for knowing when to let go of the screen. But there's still one more habit, one that doesn't seem to have anything to do with sleep. Yet it quietly pulls many people over 60 into a cycle of fatigue, sadness, and the endless loop of daytime naps and sleepless nights. It's not about food. It's not about screens. It's about something much deeper, a lack of daily purpose. Join me as we explore habit number 6, perhaps the most important one in today's video, and discover how an empty spirit can quietly rob the body of restful sleep. Habit number 6, not doing anything meaningful during the day. Sometimes the deepest exhaustion doesn't come from the body. It comes from feeling like the day was meaningless, no task to complete, no one needing you, no plans, no spark of excitement, just a loop of waking up, eating, sitting, and sleeping again. I once had a heartfelt conversation with Rose, a 76-year-old widow from Montana. She told me that after her husband passed, every day felt like a clock with no hands, just drifting, with no direction. At first, she thought she was just grieving. Then she got used to it. But over time, she started napping more. Not because she was tired, but because she had nothing to do. The more she napped, the foggier her mind felt. At night, she couldn't sleep. And slowly, she fell into a half-awake, half-fading state, like every day was just a faded copy of the one before. Rose's story is not uncommon. A study by the University of California found that seniors without a clear daily purpose are over 40% more likely to experience insomnia, depression, and memory decline. But more than that, the feeling of no longer being useful breaks the heart in ways that no illness ever could. Dr. Gene Cohen, a pioneer in geriatric mental health, once said, "Even the smallest sense of purpose can reignite a soul fading with age." It doesn't have to be grand. Sometimes it's watering a plant, calling a grandchild, jotting down a journal entry, or making a cup of tea just for yourself, and sitting quietly in the sunlight. I remember a sweet story from a Reddit thread. An elderly man in his late 70s wrote that his cat, Socks, was the reason he got up every morning. "She waits by my bedroom door. She doesn't meow, just sits there, looking at me. Every day, because of her, I get up early, feed her, pet her, and we sit on the porch together, and I don't feel alone anymore." You see, even the tiniest action, when filled with meaning, can keep you alert, joyful, and yes, help you sleep better. When your mind is nourished by things you love, your body no longer feels aimlessly drained. And when you live each day with even a little something to look forward to, sleep becomes a reward, not an escape. Habit number 7, ignoring your own emotions. There are days when you feel a quiet sadness you can't quite name. You might chalk it up to the weather, or say that's just how it is at this age. But if you keep ignoring those feelings, you'll eventually forget how to listen to yourself at all. I met Daniel, a 69-year-old gentleman, at a mental health seminar in Seattle. He only came because his youngest daughter insisted. At first, he said flat out, "I'm not depressed, I'm just bored a lot." But after a few sessions of listening and sharing, he broke down in tears. "I can't even remember the last time I truly laughed," he said. According to the American Psychiatric Association, more than 60% of older adults experience loneliness, sadness, or anxiety, but only about 10% actively seek help. Left unspoken, those emotions build up like silent pressure, disrupting sleep, raising blood pressure, and even weakening the immune system. Dr. Jennifer Trelawney, a mental health specialist at the University of Michigan, once said, "Growing older doesn't mean you stop feeling. Emotions are vital to keeping the mind and body healthy." You don't have to share everything out loud, but you can write in a journal. You can listen to a piece of music that brings tears to your eyes. You can call an old friend and say, "I miss you." That's how you tell yourself, "I'm still here, and I still matter." So if something inside you feels heavy today, don't push it down. Let yourself feel it, and from there, find your way back to peace. Share what's on your heart in the comments below. You're not alone, and maybe someone out there needs to read exactly what you're about to say. And once emotions are calmed, there's another important factor, often overlooked, that deeply impacts both sleep and overall health: your dinner habits. Have you ever found yourself tossing and turning after dinner, feeling bloated or too full, or waking up in the middle of the night thirsty, gassy, or uncomfortable? Chances are, the culprit is your dinner. Martha, a 74-year-old from California, once confided in me, "I usually eat around 8 p.m., because that's when I feel least lonely. I eat while watching my favorite shows." But soon, she started having trouble sleeping, waking in the middle of the night and feeling unwell in the morning. When she tried eating earlier, around 6 p.m., and switched to lighter meals, she noticed she fell asleep faster, slept deeper, and felt more at ease overall. According to the National Institute on Aging, eating too late at night forces your digestive system to stay active while you sleep, which interferes with the body's natural healing processes. Heavy meals, or those high in fat and sugar, can spike your blood sugar levels and disrupt your sleep, potentially even impacting your blood pressure and heart health. Dr. David Katz, a renowned expert in geriatric nutrition, recommends eat dinner before 7 p.m. You must choose easy-to-digest foods and avoid eating within 2 hours of bedtime. It's one of the most powerful tools for achieving deep, stable sleep. And the best part is, when you eat dinner the right way, your night feels softer. Your stomach rests, your sleep deepens, and your body wakes up ready to embrace the next day. So if you were planning to eat late tonight, try changing it up. Have an earlier, lighter meal and see how it feels. Then come back here and share your experience with us so the Golden Wise Elders community can grow together. And if you found any of this helpful, please like the video, share it with your loved ones, and don't forget to subscribe. Because here, every small habit can lead to a bigger, happier, and healthier life. Now, if you've made it with me through all 8 habits on this journey today, I ask you to stay just a moment longer, because this final part is a gift I want to leave you with. A quiet reminder that you still deserve a full, meaningful life. And a good night's sleep is one of the best places to begin. Dear friend, growing older is not the end of the story. It's one of life's most special chapters. And you deserve for this chapter to be written with strength, peace, and happiness. You know, as we age, people often say, "Well, I'm old now, it doesn't matter." But I believe the opposite. I believe that at any age, we can still choose differently, choose better, gentler, and more hopeful. And sometimes, all it takes is one small change to make a whole day feel more bearable, more beautiful. If you're not sure where to start, let me offer you 3 small but powerful things you can try beginning today. Take a short nap before 3 p.m., no more than 20 minutes. It'll refresh your body without disturbing your nighttime sleep. Start your day with one small, meaningful intention, even if it's just stepping outside for a few minutes, watering your plants, or writing a single line of gratitude in a journal. That simple act reminds you that you're truly living, not just existing. Turn off all screens at least 1 hour before bedtime. Instead, read a page from a book, listen to soft music, or write a few lines just for yourself. That's how you allow your mind to quiet down, so sleep can arrive like a kind companion. You don't need to do everything at once. Just choose one and begin today. Sometimes the greatest thing you can do for your health is simply to stick with one small change over and over again with kindness toward yourself. Just wake up each day with a smile. Get out of bed with a tiny purpose. Stay away from habits that quietly wear you down, and you will live not just longer, but better, brighter, and more joyfully. If something in this video made you nod, made you breathe a little lighter, or helped you reflect on your own habits, leave a comment below. Share your thoughts, your questions, or simply let me know where you're watching from. You are not alone. You have me, and we have each other in the Golden Wise Elders community. And if you'd like to help spread these gentle truths, please click like, share this video with someone you care about, and don't forget to subscribe. Every new friend who joins us warms our circle just a little more and reminds us all, whether we live alone or not, we all deserve to be cared for, to be heard, and to live a full life, rooted in the love we give to ourselves. Wishing you a peaceful night's rest, and I'll see you again in the next video, where I'll share more of the little things that can make all the difference in how we age. Golden Wise Elders, caring for aging with wisdom, kindness, and hope.